Hello, Sinovision. It's good to have you with us.
I love it. Comedy. Oh my god. You look so festive.
I
know. A bit red. I think it's because we're behind the...
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Look, okay? It's not my fault.
How's working together in this movie?
Horrible.
Yeah, terrible. Terrible. It was so hard.
No, it was wonderful. I mean, we were so lucky that from the get-go we had wonderful chemistry, and there wasn't a moment where each of us sort of like turned around and was like, oh, I'm tired of being on the set. Because we had she especially had some extremely long hours, and pretty much every single day she was working. And it was just one of those sets that you come across not very often in your life, where everyone was in sync in that sense. Everyone knew that we were on something special, and they put in that extra little bit of effort.
We all managed to support each other really well, and I think that's something that Hen and I just did instinctively as actors, so that kind of worked out really well.
I have one question for you, Emilia. So, jumping from Game of Thrones to Last Christmas, how did you adapt it? Just I cannot imagine that. I was still in the mood of Game of Thrones.
No, I know. It's but each hiatus of the show, I kind of jumped off and did another movie, so I was quite used to jumping ships and doing that. But also, I shot Game of Thrones and then immediately shot this, and then Game of Thrones came out, so I hadn't completed that circle yet. By the time we wrapped this, I was promoting the last season, and it was only then that I suddenly went, oh, it's done. But like before then, I sort of hadn't. But we started the movie, and because I'd just wrapped Game of Thrones, I got shingles and glandular fever all at the same time. I was incredibly ill. It was rough start, but the set was so, exactly as Han was saying, so supportive and brilliant and kind and lovely and gorgeous, and everyone was so good, and it was such a easy script and such a kind of, the comedy was there that it's hard not to just adapt immediately.
All right, one question for you, Henry.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's the second time you work with Paul. So how about like riding the rocket in Hollywood, starting from Crazy Rich Asian?
It's been intense. It's been absolutely wild, and it's so nice to meet and work with somebody who's had 10 years of, like, you know, you were like 21 when you first started.
22, but
22.
Yeah.
So to be able to understand that everything will be okay, and luckily I got into it a little bit later in life. I'm 32 now. So I've made some mistakes in normal life to be able to sort of lend to this new career of mine. But, you know, working with Paul again was magnificent. I mean, he's so effortless to sort of bounce off as a director. He lets you breathe. He lets you sort of really bring what you know your character to be like, to bring it to the set and play with it. So it's always a pleasure to work with Paul.
So, Henry, you worked with Michelle, but
Yes.
Emilia is the first time work with Michelle.
Yeah,
How does it feel?
She's wonderful. She's absolutely wonderful. Her costumes, every time I was like, what in this elf costume?
Yeah,
Michelle
she's
looks so
so
beautiful.
good.
She's just magical. We like instantly got that comedy duo together, and it was just perfect. It just made complete sense. And Michelle is like an absolute G. She's so professional and so funny and so lovely. It was it was a joy getting to do the scenes with her in our little Christmas shop.
Last question. So, Henry, you worked with Constance Wu.
Yes.
Blake Lively.
Absolutely.
Emilia Clarke.
I know, lucky man, huh?
Yeah, lucky man. Describe it. How does it feel to work with three?
You know, what they all have in common is that they are so sure and so sort of strong in sense of who they are as a person, and I think it's absolutely commendable. It's almost something that I've kind of tried to steal a little bit of, and, you know, bring who they are as people, like off screen, and bring them into their characters, you know. So it's been a gift to be able to work with some super strong ladies, and I can't wait to work with more.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Love to meet you. Take care.
Lovely to meet you.